What's going on, guys? So hopefully everybody had a good Easter weekend, had lots of fun, able to unwind, relax with the family, do some fun stuff, maybe do some Easter egg hunts. Great day to do that kind of stuff, and the weather's been pretty good, at least out in my neck of the woods, so hopefully it was the same for you. In today's video, we're going to work on the lowrider again. And I was reached out by a company called Kemimoto that does different types of motorcycle parts. They do a lot of stuff for off-road vehicles, and they wanted to know if I wanted to try out some rear foot pegs. So as you know, the lowrider ST does not come with foot pegs, so rear foot pegs, sorry. So all you have is this little blank plug back here and nothing back there. So I thought, sure, why not? We'll give it a shot. If you look at the normal Harley stock rear foot pegs that come on, say, like the Heritage Classic or something like that, they're really thick and rubbery, and the rubber covers all over it. The neat thing that I like about these Kemimoto ones is they're a little bit more streamlined. So like the Harley ones have those little spring clips that always get flattened out. This is very similar to what I did in an upgrade on my Heritage, that it's a pressure bolt that squeezes this thing together, so the chances of this falling when I'm riding is very minimal, because you can tighten it up pretty good and it's going to stay on there nice and secure. So pretty cool. I'll put the link and everything in there for the product, but as you can see, it comes with some instructions. It's got the model number and everything on there. I will, like I said, I'll include all that when you get it. It comes in a small little box, right? Just like so, with all the information on it. They send you a couple Allen wrenches, one for the large center mounting bolt and one for the side that goes into the peg. Got my bolts all Loctited and ready to go for that. So let's get started and see what these things look like, shall we? All right, so the first thing you need to do, at least on the lowrider ST, is they've got these blanks right here. So very similar to when I did the forward controls. They're just these little rubber threaded screw caps, I guess, that go in there. And the best way to get them out is take a plastic prying tool and lift the edge up a little bit. And then what I did is just grab some needle nose and spun it around to get it out nice and easy. You can't get back behind there because there's all kinds of stuff in the way. There's no little slot or anything. So once you get it started, then it'll come right out. So I kind of pre-did it just to make it easier. But hopefully you can see this with the black on the black, on the black, on the black, with the black and the black for the black. So you can see right here when you take that out, you got that thread right there. This is what this little guy looks like. It's just a small little plastic thread, right? Sits right in there. So when you take that guy out, it exposes the hole right here for you to be able to do your mount. As you take a look at the peg, you can see it's got these raised edges right here that looks like it'll fit right in the grooves of your boots or whatever real well. And then you've got the side there, there's a little shim that goes inside, which is pretty cool. Very lightweight, seems pretty durable, right? So, and then the little pillar, if you will, that comes in has a notch on it, and it's the same on both of them, which I'm guessing is for the swing arm bolt on the other side. We don't have that problem here. This clears it, so there's no issue for that here. So at least you can put them on either one, either way. And then you've got this little internal shim that you have to take out to get the bolt in. But if you take a look at the way this sits and the way this sits, right, you can see that one side's different than the other, right? So it's got to go in the same way to the rounded side, and the rounded side is going to go up. That's going to allow your peg to flip up. Otherwise your peg will be down all the time. So once you get everything all Loctite and ready to go, you get your bolt in there, you get it pieced together, it looks like that, right? Bolt won't come out because that little shim's in there, which is kind of cool. Then we're going to take this guy and stick this in rounded side up. And I'm going to use my T-handle for the 5/16 to get it in there, because it won't be able to get a bolt head through, or a bit through there, because they're too big, unless you've got a small version of the 5/16, which I do not. So I'm gonna use my handy dandy T-handle. So you get that in place about where you think it wants to go. Remember, you got the Loctite in there, and just start cranking it down. I spin it back a little bit so that when I tighten like that, see the angle? It's gonna spin me around and make me straight, right? So now we're gonna tighten this guy in, and there the peg's straight. And then now that you got your shim in there, you take your peg, round side up to round side up, slide that in there. You get your 6mm bolt, slide that through and work it in, and just kind of wiggle this around as you get it in. With the conversion that I talked about on my Heritage, see how this is here? Because there's no spring, right? There's none of that little clip in there. So in order to get it tight, where it doesn't move, you tighten up and it squeezes that pillar ends together and pops that in there. So let's give it a few cranks and see how it moves. That's pretty good. I like it a little tighter. I'd rather force it down than have it vibrate down. So I'll give it a little shot. There we go. That's up. That's not going to vibrate down, right? So nice and down on there. And pretty much that's it. That's the rear peg installation. So you can play with the adjustment how you want. Looks nice, got a nice form on the back and the bottom. I like the grip on it. I think that looks kind of cool. It's different than having the whole thing all in there. And you can make that as tight or as loose as you want. That's the beauty of having this, to where that little spring pin isn't gonna go bad, right? So that's that one. So now we'll switch over to the other side and we'll get that one on. Get it all ready to go. See you in a minute. All right, so now we got it turned around, a little bit closer view now on this other side. So as you can see, here's your little plug. Like I said, I've already spun it out, got it ready to go. So that's that little guy right there, what it looks like. There's your hole. So you take your little pillar guy, you take your bolt, about your Loctited bolt, drop that guy down inside of there like that. And you get your shim, make sure that matches the same way, round side to the same round side, like that. Seat it down in there real good. All right, so it looks like that. Then we're gonna take our T-handle. Now here you can see we have the swing arm bolt, but in this case, it's not gonna hit it in any way, right? So it doesn't really matter, but at least they thought about that for some applications. So we'll go ahead and start this guy in. Get it in there like that. Got the round side here that's gonna go up, and like I said, start it a little bit back so that when you tighten this, because we're using a T-handle, that it'll spin that peg around and get it level and tight at the same time. All right, so that's not gonna go nowhere. Looks pretty good. So then we take our new foot peg, comes in through this side, round side up so it can flip. Slide that little guy in there. This one's a little tight, so we're gonna use the Allen wrench on it, and we'll see how she goes up. Nice and smooth. That's probably good, but like I said, I like mine a lot tighter just because I don't want to vibrate and loose. My hair just does it all the time. Did, until I changed that out. There we go. Now that's on there. It's not going to vibrate down. Nice and secure. Looks good. All right, nice little design on the back. And now we have rear foot pegs on the ST. Pretty simple. Let me drop the bike down. I'll try to get on the back and kind of give you an idea how it looks to hold it and sit on it, and give you a feel. I don't have a passenger, so I can't take it on a test ride, but I'll get up there. It should be worth a good laugh, right? So let me get that going, and I'll be back in a minute. All right. Okay, now that we got the bike all lowered down, now I'm sitting on top of it. First impressions, these are pretty narrow. They sit back kind of nice. They don't feel like I normally do with the pegs up where you hit the bracket, right? But if we have the bracket down, I'm sure, you know, you'll hit them if you're walking along. But let's drop both the pegs. You can see what it looks like there. Now I'm gonna pretend like I'm a passenger. This ought to be good. So now I'm up on the back of the bike, got my feet on the pegs, nice and sturdy. Feel very nice, very strong. Fits the heel on my boot really good. Seems to be pretty good quality. Gotta say, pretty happy with the Kemimoto rear pegs. Nice little style to them, nice fit and finish on them, simple to install. It's got the clamp down so you don't have to deal with that little spring. Yeah, can't say anything wrong about it. I'll keep these on and throw some on the back one day and see how they feel about it, but from my standpoint, looks pretty good. So let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, give me your feedback and your comments. You know that I like them. And let's see what happens and what everybody says. So check them out. Great product, nice people, real easy to work with, real available on parts, fast shipping, all that good stuff. So take a look, Kemimoto, and see you on the next one. Take care.